Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good weekend, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous with the mighty Jingles. Don't worry, I'm only taking a small break to harvest raw materials from the brain plants. I haven't given up on my dream to get myself a Guardian technology module fragment so I can get that Guardian frameshift drive booster and extend the range of my ship's jump drive by 10.5 light years. So I found myself another one of these Guardian sites. I've cleared out the initial spawns of Sentinels, although if all goes according to plan, a lot more are going to spawn. I've powered up all of the power relays. I have a relic, which I'm about to dump on the keypad here and hope that that's going to activate this ancient data terminal. And fingers crossed, if it all goes according to plan this time, I'll get a module blueprint. Dump the relic. Yes! We're in. Alright, come on. Here comes the ancient data terminal. It takes a couple of seconds before you can lock onto it and hit it up with the data scanner. There's the video thumbnail right there. Okay, I'm popping into the turret, firing up the data scanner. Can't lock on and scan it just yet, it's still powering up. There we go, right. Come on, baby. What do we got? And ooh, new data discovered. Come on. What? Oh, Dad, it's a Guardian weapon blueprint fragment. And as advertised, here come the Sentinels. Right, let's get the hell out of here. I'm not stopping to fight them all. This site is not a total bust. I mean, a Guardian weapon blueprint fragment is... it's not nothing, but it's not what I wanted. I mean, I'm going to want the weapon blueprints at some point, because I'm going to want Guardian weapons if I ever plan on going out and fighting the Thargoids. But the frameshift drive booster would be a lot more immediately useful. So, 2 sites cleared, and in the first site I got the blueprints for Guardian fighters, which are pretty shit, and Guardian weapons, which I don't actually need right now. So what do you think the odds are that it's going to be third time lucky? Yeah, I'm not too confident either. What do you think I'm going to get next? Another weapon fragment or another vessel fragment? Yeah. Anyway, I've got to get out of here with my skin intact first, otherwise it's all a bit academic. My ship's just up ahead. Shields are back online, full power to systems. Because I'm not interested in fighting these things, I just need to get out of here. I killed enough Sentinels on the way in that my data banks are absolutely jam-packed full of Guardian technology fragments. So it's... oh shit. Oh, uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, that's suboptimal. Come on, thrusters. Yes! Just enough juice in the thrusters to get me flipped back around. Didn't really need to put any power to the engines. And come on. Come on, get in there. And stop. And transfer to the ship. Not quite. Need to move forward a little. There we go. Board the ship. Come on. Ship under attack. Yeah, the ship shields will be fine. You can, by the way, and I didn't know this at the time, but thank you to everybody who pointed out, I think in the previous video, if you fit point defense systems to the upper surface of your ship, it will shoot down those Guardian missiles for you. So, another Guardian site cleared, another almost complete bust. What's a guy got to do around here to get himself a Guardian module blueprint? Well, while I'm trying to figure that one out, I may as well head back to the Shinrata Desra system, to the Jameson Memorial Starport, where there's a technology broker, and I can find out exactly what I can get for my weapon blueprint. What it looks like, I can make turreted Guardian plasma chargers and fixed Gauss and shard cannons, but they're only class 1. So that's a bit shit. That's what I want, the Guardian frameshift drive booster. But of course I need a module blueprint for that. Don't take this to mean that I can only build the class 1 versions of these weapons, by the way. I could also build the class 2 versions, because I've got the weapon blueprint. I just don't have enough additional components. Those 3 are just the ones that I can build right now with the materials that I have on me. So You know, it's not terrible news. Unfortunately, at the time, I had slightly bigger problems. I was down to my last 7 million credits, and it would have been kind of embarrassing, although entirely appropriate, if I'd managed to unlock the technology but didn't have the cash to install it in all of my ships. Fortunately, this all took place during the last great shout of the quadruple overlapping low temperature diamond hotspots. So I loaded up the old Clipper, which is probably the most beautiful and best mining ship available in the game. I mean, it has so many weapon hardpoints that you can set it up for both surface and deep core mining at the same time. And it's got such ridiculously heavy shields and so many spare internal compartments that you can quite comfortably set it up to defend yourself from anybody who's foolish enough to try to jack your cargo. It really is a glorious and ridiculously over-engineered mining ship, but then again, at a price of more than 200 million credits, you'd expect it to be good. It's kind of sad that this was only a couple of months ago, because when you try to tell people now just how ridiculously simple it was to make money in the not-so-distant past, they just wouldn't believe you. These days, you come across an asteroid that contains 4% low-temperature diamonds, you go for it. At its peak, I wouldn't even stop to look at an asteroid that only had 4% of its composition made up by low-temperature diamonds. While all of this was going on, I wouldn't even take the time to stop and surface strip an asteroid that consisted of less than 10% diamonds. Because the very next asteroid that you stop to scan would probably, like this one, have anything up to 40%. It's not really surprising that it got nerfed, because really, at its peak, making money was so easy that money basically became meaningless. The other great thing about mining in the Clipper, aside from the prodigious amount of equipment you can carry, is it also has lots and lots of cargo space. So after a couple of hours, I nearly had 400 tons of diamonds. So a quick trip to the Elite Dangerous database website to find the station that was offering the best price for diamonds, and also had a landing pad that was big enough to accommodate a Clipper in the first place, and that's really the only downside of mining in this ship. And then a couple of very important things happened. First and foremost, after a couple of hours mining in the Clipper, I'd gone from 7 million credits to well over 500 million credits in the bank. And trading in such a ridiculous amount of low-temperature diamonds and the associated profits meant that I had finally made it to the rank of elite in trading. Which, I'm sure you'll agree, is nice. And don't forget, reaching the rank of elite in any of the 3 different categories grants you access to the Shinrata Desra system and the Jameson Memorial Starport, which stocks every ship, weapon and module in the game at a flat discount of 10%. I mean, I had access to all of that anyway because it was part of the game's Kickstarter rewards, but it's nice to know that I've actually earned something that I've been using for the last, 6 years anyway. Anyway, moving on swiftly. My next port of call is Phoenix Base in the Mean system, and the reason I'm coming here is because it's the home of the engineer Ram Tar. Now, he's not difficult to unlock, you just require an exploration rank of Surveyor, and then he wants 50 encoded emission data. It's just an encoded engineering material type. And the reason that I'd never really bothered with him until now is because the upgrades that he offers are, well, they're nice to have, I suppose, but they're not exactly essential. Ramtar offers upgrades for things like chaff launchers, heatsink launchers. I mean, they're things that everybody has and everybody uses. Well, maybe not the chaff launchers, but definitely the heatsink launcher. But nobody is exactly going to be beating his door down to get 1 extra heatsink. And that's basically the limit of what he offers. So why are you bothering with him now then, Jingles? Well, Ramtar's the Guardian guy. And since I'm currently desperately seeking a Guardian module blueprint, I thought it made sense to make myself known to him. And so, after ingratiating yourself with Ramtar by picking up the upgrades that he makes available, it doesn't take long before he decides to cut you in on a deal, and you receive a message from him regarding certain Guardian ruins. Now, these are not the ruins that we've been exploring, the ones where you get the Guardian blueprints. There's more than one Guardian site out there. We've already cleared a couple of the blueprint sites. We've also seen the Deep Space Guardian beacons, but there are other Guardian ruins that consist almost exclusively of those glowing blue Guardian obelisks, the monoliths that we saw infrequently at the other Guardian sites that we've been exploring. It's the data contained in those that Ramtar is interested in, and he's prepared to offer you a substantial amount of money if you're prepared to go around decoding that data and bringing it back to him. And since we need that data to unlock the various different Guardian blueprints that we've collected anyway, well, it just seems like killing two birds with one stone. So why the hell not? You'll know when you've found one of these particular sites because they're identified as an ancient ruin and not as a Guardian ruin. Although, make no mistake, these are Guardian ruins, they're just not labelled as such. There are none of those control terminals at these kind of sites, in the same way that you had at one of the blueprint sites that we've so fruitlessly been scouring to try to get a module blueprint. But there are a lot of those monoliths, which I believe the game refers to as Guardian obelisks. And these are the things that, when scanned, and as you can see, I mean, these sites basically consist of almost nothing but rows and rows and rows of these monoliths, not all of which are active, but enough of them are that if it's encoded Guardian data that you're after, and this is what Ramtar wants and also what you're going to need in order to pay for the Guardian technology that you unlock, the Guardian vessels in particular require a lot of this kind of data, but pretty much all of the Guardian upgrades require some of it. And you're going to find a damn sight more of it at one of these sites than you would at one of the Guardian ruins where you find the blueprints. So that's all really interesting, I'm sure. Well, actually it isn't. It's dull as dishwater, just driving up to these obelisks and scanning them over and over and over. I mean, I'm sure Ramtar's a nice guy and all, but fuck him. I did enough of it to get the encoded data that I needed so that I'd be able to pay for the Guardian upgrades that I'm hoping are going to become available after I've been to this, my third and hopefully final Guardian ruin. As you can see, I'm becoming something of an old hand at this by now. These sentinels hold no fears for me. They pop up, and they jump into the turret, and I just blast them down. There's really no reason to panic unless you get jumped by more than two of them, but that very, very rarely happens. There we go, one down. I'm going to have to take the missile hit, but my shields are holding. No problem whatsoever. Any more? Nope, that seems to be it. So we'll scoop up his bits, because I'm going to be needing lots and lots and lots of Guardian engineering materials, and the Sentinels are a great source of it. So waste not, want not. It's kind of disappointing that you can't really upgrade the SRV. I mean, they made such a big song and dance of the surface reconnaissance vehicle when the Horizons update was published, but you can't upgrade it in the same way that you can with your ships. I mean, there's so many different upgrade options available for the ships, but for the SRV, nothing. Well, that's not strictly true. You can go into the SRV's inventory, and using engineering materials you can synthesize better ammunition, and that's it. Anyway, this is my third Guardian site, and my first site I got a vessel blueprint for a Guardian fighter, which is basically useless. My second site I got a blueprint for a Guardian weapon, which isn't useless, but it's not something I actually need right now. So fingers crossed, third time lucky, I'm going to get a Guardian module blueprint so I can get that frameshift drive booster. I'm still not quite sure how that works, by the way, because I haven't actually built any Guardian technology yet. I don't have the resources that I need to build a fighter, and I don't want a fighter. And the Guardian weapons that I do have the resources for are just the Class 1 versions at the moment, and they're a bit shit. That, by the way, that right there, that is what the power pylon is going to emerge from. That's what it looks like. Somebody said in the comments of the previous video that they pop up as soon as you see them. Well, bullshit. They don't pop up until you've charged the first two pylons that are right next to the control unit. I realise that it's a fair cop. I do have something of a reputation for getting the occasional thing wrong every now and then. So I don't really mind when people correct me in the comments, but what does piss me off is when people insist on telling me I'm wrong when I'm not. It's possible that whoever made the comment thought that I was referring to one of those. An ancient relic column which does pop out of the ground as soon as you approach it, regardless of the status of the power pylons. Even so, that... oh, crap, hang on, more sentinels. Don't panic, straight into the turret and just blast it down. With 4 pips to weapons power, you'll drain the power capacitor before you destroy the sentinel, but just take your finger off the trigger for a couple of seconds, it charges back up very, very quickly. 1 sentinel down. Easy. Even if you run into 2 sentinels, the surface reconnaissance vehicle's dual repeaters are entirely capable of taking 2 of them down before you lose your shields and start taking hull damage. Just don't panic, stop, get into the turret of the SRV and aim the repeaters carefully, and the sentinels are nowhere near as troublesome as I first imagined they were the first time a bunch of them popped out of the ground and started launching missiles at me. Anyway, we've cleared the site, we've charged up the power pylons. I'm hoping that this is a site that uses a relic and not an ancient key, otherwise I'm shit out of luck. Yes, it's accepted the relic. Here comes the ancient data terminal. Now, come on. Come on. The first site gave us a vessel blueprint. The second site gave us a weapon blueprint. We need a module blueprint. Come on. Third time lucky. There's the ancient data terminal. It's not letting me lock onto it yet. Come on, come on, come on. Incorrect cockpit. But no. That's because I've got the weapon selected. No, switch to the data scanner. There it is. New data discovered. Is this it? Woohoo! Guardian module blueprint fragment. Let's get the fuck out of here before I get... oh, no, don't drive into the thing, Jingles. That's bad. There are sentinels everywhere. Which way is my ship? My ship's that way, but the road doesn't go that way. Where we're going, son, we don't need no roads. I should put some power to the thrusters. There we go. It was fine. It was fine all along. Dodge that missile. Oh, didn't dodge that one, though. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Power to the engines. Thrusters charging. And we're clear. Right. The ship is right there. Let's just get on board. Get out of here. And go and see what I can get for this module blueprint. And I'm hoping that I have enough to get a frameshift drive booster, because God knows I think I've earned it. Now this time, for what might be the first time, I have done my homework in advance, and I know that for a Guardian frameshift drive booster, as well as the blueprint and other associated engineering materials, I'm also going to need high Newton shock mounts. And they're not available at every station's commodity market. So once again, I've done some research, and I found out that they do sell them at Shriver Hub here in the Nunit system. I'm going to need, as well as the Guardian module blueprint, 21 Guardian power cells, which I got from shooting up Sentinels. I'm going to need 21 Guardian tech components, which I got from shooting up Sentinels. I'm going to need 24 focus crystals, which are an engineering material, and I've got plenty of those, and I'm going to need 8 of these high Newton shock mounts. There is a brief moment of panic when it turns out I can only buy 7, but that's not because they only have 7 in stock, that's because my Asp Explorer has a very limited cargo hold, and it's full of Guardian shit that I don't actually need. So I can make some space by selling this stuff off, freeing up the cargo hold, so I can buy the 8 shock mounts that I actually need. And with that done, it's off to the Jameson Memorial Starport, because I know there's a technology broker there. The tech broker is listed... oh, there it is! Guardian frameshift drive booster. We've done it, boys! I have everything that I need. So, I don't actually know how this is going to work. Does this mean I can get 1 Guardian frameshift drive booster? Oh no, it's an unlock! Awesome! Well, that should mean that I can fit 1 of these now to every ship that I own. I don't have to go out and find more fucking module blueprints. Now, I've heard that there are 5 different grades of these things, and I don't really know how this works. So I suppose we should head to outfitting and find out. Oh, I'm all excited. I know that a grade 1 Frameshift drive booster only adds a couple of light years to your jump range. And when I say a couple, I mean like, 2. But a grade 5 booster will add 10.5 light years to your jump range. So can I fit a grade 5 booster to the Asp Explorer? Let's check optional internals. So I've got one grade 5 slot. It's my shield generator. Let's have a look. Let's just see. Well, there it is. Frameshift drive boosters. So grade 5, 10.5 light year jump range increase. It's an unlock. The one blueprint has unlocked every grade of frameshift drive boosters forever for every ship that I'm ever going to own. Oh, happy day. Well, it was a long, difficult road, but we got there. My Asp Explorer can now jump a minimum of 55.64 light years and a maximum of 60. Totally worth it. In a lot of ways, I kind of wish that I'd done this before I did the 22,000 light year trip to Colonia. Yes, Jingles. We did mention that at the time, but, well, you're crap. You're not wrong. Still, we got there eventually, and I hope you enjoyed the journey, because that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Have yourselves a great weekend, and as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.